Hey, Angie Nelson from theworkathomewife.com. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most favorite work-at-home jobs among the members of my community, and that is search engine evaluation. Now, many of my followers have told me just how much they love these positions and how it meets the requirements that many of them are looking for. And that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Make sure you stay to the end of the video to find out how you can learn more about the companies that we're speaking about today, in addition to some others. Now, your first question may obviously be, what is a search engine evaluator and what do they do? Well, if you've done any kind of extensive research on the internet, you have probably found out that Google doesn't always get it right. Usually when you do some kind of a search online, the results that you're given are going to be determined by a computer, by what Google calls an algorithm. But what's missing there is the human aspect. Robots aren't always so good at interpreting or determining what we're actually looking for. And that's where these search engine evaluators come into play. They can actually tell Google will give them a list of the searches that they want to know about, and these evaluators can go in and actually tell them whether the results that they're being provided are relevant and whether they're quality results. Now, there are quite a few things that the people within my community love about these jobs. The first one is going to be that it's really flexible. In most cases, you are going to be able to do the work whenever and wherever you want. You don't need to be tied down to any specific schedule. So this can be a great one for those of you that need to kind of pick up work on the go or as you can around your kids' schedules or another work at home opportunity that you already have in place. It's also going to be non-phone work. For most of these positions, you are simply going to be doing the work online. You aren't going to need any special equipment, and you're not going to need to be on the phone in order to complete your job. So no customer service involved here. Now, with all these pros, there are obviously going to be some cons as well. In most cases, these are going to be project-based jobs, which means that sooner or later they're going to come to an end. You may also find with some projects that your hours are limited. We have heard stories of some projects only allowing the evaluators to work 1 hour per day. And when that contract comes to an end, you may have a wait time until the next project starts up. Therefore, this is not going to be one that you can necessarily depend on for a steady paycheck or even to pay your bills. But it is a nice side gig to have in place. Now, another thing you are going to have to be aware of is that most of these companies have a non-compete clause in place. Now, that means that you can't be working for more than one of these search engine evaluation companies at one time. And they are going to know it because most of them are using the same software. So they are going to be able to find out pretty quickly if you're working for more than one of them. And that's not something that you want to jeopardize because once you get fired from one, you're probably not going to be hired by any of the others either. So make sure you're reading your contract and you're following the rules. Now, there are a handful of companies that hire at-home workers to check search engine results. Now, Appen usually requires a commitment of 4 to 5 days per week and usually Monday through Friday. And there's usually a lot of flexibility in the times that are available. Now, LeapForce and Lionbridge are two others in this industry that you'll want to check out to see if any job listings are available for any of these. As I said before, there may be a non-compete clause in place, so you're only going to be able to get hired for one of them at a time. And most of these are going to pay only once a month. So that's another thing to keep in mind if you are someone who needs a regular steady paycheck. This one is going to be a little drawn out than most. So you will want to have something in between to kind of get you through the month if you can't really go 30 days between paychecks. Now, iSoftZone is another one that hires at-home evaluators, though they aren't quite hiring as frequently as some of the others that we do see. With this one, they are longer-term positions, and this company usually works with Bing as opposed to Google. Now, several of these companies do hire internationally. If you are viewing this video and you're not based in the US, this may still be an opportunity that's available to you. But as for the purposes of my videos, I'm based in the US, so most of the job positions that I am talking about in my videos are going to be available to US residents as well. Now, while we are talking about search engine evaluation in this video, these companies usually hire for some other positions as well. You may be finding some positions for ad evaluation, social media evaluation. A couple of these may also hire for things like transcription. So even if you aren't finding the search engine positions available, you may find some other great positions that are available to you at the time that you're looking. And as I said at the beginning of the video, most of the members of my community that are offering feedback on these positions is that they really enjoy them. A lot of my readers have said that they have been with these companies for several years now and they've never had any problems with pay or with any of their work. It's really a good gig to have in place even if it's not steady and available year-round. But that brings us back to one of the most important rules in working from home, and that's never put all of your eggs in one basket. It is always a good idea to have a lot of little flexible gigs in place that can fill in the blanks when one of your bigger gigs does go offline or maybe work isn't available. That is something that we run into a lot in the work at home world. You may run into a lot of feast and famine cycles in your workload, so it is good to always have a couple of these little flexible gigs in place. Now I'm going to leave you a link in the description below to a blog post that's going to talk more about these positions and also some links to the gigs that we talked about today. And while you're over there, feel free to sign up for my weekly newsletter, which always includes new work at home job leads in addition to some great opportunities that you won't find over here on our videos. Now, if you like today's video, please give it a like and a share and make sure you're subscribed so you'll get notification of my next video. Until then, I wish you best of luck in your work at home job search.